How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, let the motherfucking games begin. I'm already gonna let y'all know I got a bonus video. And now these lawyers, well, not now, Amber Guyger's lawyers, 3 lawyers, 6-figure lawyers, are claiming that she cannot get a fair trial. So, let me read this here. Former Dallas County District Attorney Fake Faith Johnson subpoenaed to testify in Amber Guyger's pre-trial hearings. These motherfuckers is crazy. So let's see how they getting down. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm going to read what's absolutely necessary. New documents obtained by NBC5 show former District Attorney Faith Johnson has been subpoenaed to testify in at least 2 pre-trial hearings related to the up-and-coming Amber Guyger murder trial. The subpoena application shows Johnson must appear in pre-trial hearings on August 9th and August 19th and be prepared to take the stand on the behalf of the defense. The defense has asked for material related to Johnson's campaign for district attorney from September 6 to November 6, 2018, including scripts from speeches, ad, copy, artwork, emails, texts about Amber Guyger or Botham Jean are the same related to her campaign. Guyger's defense team argued earlier in the month that they would be seeking a new venue for the trial, saying the jury pool in Dallas County has been poisoned. The pre-trial publicity and false narrative that race motivated the shooting. Guyger's team previously said that media coverage of the shooting was led by Johnson, who they allege violated the due process clause of the 14th Amendment since Johnson was running for re-election that November. Guyger's legal team says she was a trial official in the case and that she appeared in public many times and appeared with other public officials and Mr. Jean's family, a conflict of interest, and they allege a violation of the 6th Amendment. Boy, is these motherfuckers digging. At this time, the murder trial is expected to begin September 23rd. So we already know that, they are pleading their hearts out because they feel like this murderous bitch cannot, anything can happen to her fair. Now, this bitch right here was hemming and hawing and stalling because she was worried about being elected and playing all them bullshit ass games. And she was even giving her a way out. So what the fuck is they talking about? But they digging because it is something, again, it is some things in this case that is worrying them. And they want a lily white conservative jury pool. That's what they want. But remember, what they want before the other black judge on this before she comes, because she has to make the decision if they're going to change the venue. First, they want to see the jury pool before she even come down with anything. I mean, these people are digging. When I say core, they going to the core, and I'm going to bring core too. Oh yeah, I'm going to ruffle some feathers over here. The people that's for this murderous bitch. So, as we continue on, let's listen to this first video. And it says here, former judge gives insight into the change of venue request in Amber Guyger's murder trial. Okay, so let's hear what he got to say. It's about a 3-minute video.
The trial date of former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger gets closer. The legal drama surrounding the case intensifies. The election campaign for former DA Faith Johnson has now been subpoenaed. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in our newsroom with the very latest. Sean?
Heather, Guyger's defense team wants the trial moved out of Dallas. They say too much pervasive media coverage, and they're trying to prove interference by influential outside sources, including the former district attorney. One legal observer we spoke to says he sees more than just Johnson.
You want the opportunity to bring the indictment.
I want the opportunity to bring the indictment. It happened under my watch, and I think that's very significant that I take this case to the grand jury.
Former District Attorney Faith Johnson's part of the argument by defense attorneys that fired Officer Amber Guyger's murder trial should be moved.
This is basically a laundry list of items they're requesting.
We showed former Judge David Finn the subpoena application for the Faith Johnson campaign for district attorney, requesting many items during the period September 6th, the day of the shooting, to Election Day, November 6, 2018.
They seem to think that they're onto something, that there is something out there.
When Guyger's attorneys, Toby Shook and Robert Rogers, filed their change of venue motion, they named Beto O'Rourke in his comments, along with D.A. Johnson, as a dangerous combination against Amber Guyger instigated by influential persons, one of the standards that must be met in change of venue requests. John Creuzot defeated Johnson, who had been appointed DA by Governor Abbott.
So there was politics involved at the beginning with Faith Johnson using that during her campaign. To a much lesser extent, Judge Creuzot trying to out-tough each other, if you will. And now you've got politics regarding the...
I just have to stop for just a second, my royal family. So this judge, he's giving his expert opinion. Dude, you look like you've been sucking on the meth pipe. You look fucked up with your racist ass.
The change of venue.
The former judge, though, says it goes beyond Johnson and Creuzot.
You have Mayor Rawlings weighing in. You have the Dallas Morning News editorial board weighing in. And you've got the mayor of the city basically saying, we need justice. Well, what does that mean? You've got the elected DA. We need justice. You've got the candidate for DA. We need justice. I mean, what kind of tone is that setting?
Judge Tammy Kemp expected to hear arguments for and against the change of venue request next month.
Judge Kemp's a strong, articulate, intelligent woman, and I suspect she is wrestling with this.
And Finn feels either way jurors should be sequestered.
Restrict their access to social media and even their cell phones to make sure both sides get a fair trial and the verdict's based on the evidence and not on the media, not on politics, not on Facebook, but on the evidence in the courtroom.
So the dates for pretrial motions to be heard, including that change of venue, looks to be August 19th and 20th. Jury selection set to start on the 6th of September, the one-year anniversary of this critical incident. The trial scheduled to begin the...
Okay. So, they keep talking about fairness. And I think, so far, I'm the only one that has did more stories about this. I need to make a playlist for it because I've done I think over 20 so far. So as we continue on with this bonus video that I'll show in a bit, I learned some things. As many videos as I did, I learned some things that I didn't know. Oh yeah. Oh, this bonus video gonna be juicy. But before we get to the juicy parts, let's continue to go to this bitch here. Now, the chief of police, she playing dumb right in the beginning. Like she didn't know what the fuck to do. Didn't know what to do. Act like she didn't have power to do anything. And when me and Lisa Cabrera, anybody's new to the True Royal family, we have a channel called Cabrera Santana. We interview the main witness in this case, Bonnie, the one who filmed that bitch acting while she's screaming and hollering up and down the hall after she done murdered Botham. And what we found out in this case, that this person who act like she can't do nothing, her hands is tied. What I can remember, she went to numerous judges to get them to sign some paperwork, and they wasn't gonna deal with it. So she went out of her way to find a good old boy judge when everything first went down. And they charged her with they started out with the manslaughter bullshit and stuff. And so they're saying that she can't get nothing done fairly. Okay, so for 3 days she was able to roam the streets. And to refresh your memory, while she was roaming the streets, she was also able to scrub her social media. But in her haste, Amber Guyger left out some things. And I'm going to read the ones that I feel that's absolutely necessary. I wear all black to remind you not to mess with me because I'm already dressed for your funeral. All right. And what does she got here? If I can speak in this brokerless English, she puts here, yay, I got a gun, a shovel, and gloves. If I were you, back the fuck up and get out of me fucking ass. Okay, that's the best way I can pronounce that bullshit. Okay. Okay, we know she hate Obama. Here's another one. People are so ungrateful. No one ever thanks me for having the patience not to kill them. Now remember, she shot somebody before. And also remember, they have dropped a number of her cases. Let me see. Is there anything? Okay, we know she hates Colin Kaepernick. And that's basically it. You know, it's good to refresh the royal family's memory so you can keep everything on your frontal lobe. Now, as we continue on, and they talking about, you know, people were saying, you know, negative things and, you know, speaking negative in her behalf, and, you know, the media has just muddied up everything, and now politicians and did all kind of shit, and they done did everything they can to protect her. So in my travels, I find this breaking. I guess they was trying to say breaking news. The former Dallas police officer Amber Guyger has just been indicted for murder in the horrific shooting death of unarmed African American man Botham Jean in his own home. Justice. Okay, now maybe I'm taking it wrong and y'all can correct me. I think that was a subliminal way of saying pretty much justice was served when she killed the black man. That's the way I'm taking it. I could be wrong. I could be. And I don't want to be corrected. You know, I want to act like the enemy, you know, and have convenient amnesia. That's just a subliminal way. So basically, how I'm looking at it is that's justice. You know, African American. So what? Nobody gives a damn about black folks. So in this white boy's mind, it's like, that's justice? That's just the way I choose to take it. So anyhow, I'm purposely, so y'all can understand how I do things, I'm purposely doing deliberate shit like they do. So now let's get into this bonus video. Now this bonus video is 13 minutes long, but you're only going to hear 7 minutes and 30 seconds of it. Some things I did not know. And it will speak for itself. Oh Lord, here we go. Let's give this baby a refresher. Let's see what we got here.
Man, this is fucking crazy, family. We got some new fucking evidence, some old new evidence. That's just making this case go into a tailspin right now. Check this out. First, let me just read this, and then I'm gonna get into what is he? He is the Dallas City Councilman Philip T. Kingston. Now, I'm gonna get into what he said, but let me read this right here, fam. All right. From the outset, it was clear that something fishy was afoot, as it took the authorities 2 whole days before the Texas Rangers finally issued an arrest warrant for manslaughter and took Guyger into custody. Not in the city of Dallas, where the murder was committed, but in the neighboring Kaufman County, where she is much less likely to face a black jury. You see that shit? Last year's census showed Kaufman County is 83% white, as opposed to Dallas, which is only 53% white. Now let's continue. Now we know why. If Kingston's sources, some of which he say are in the Dallas Police Department, are accurate, since then the Dallas Police Department has gone out their way to discredit and smear the murder of Botham Jean, who was beloved for his positivity and his wonderful church singing voice. Now check this out. Police were quick to announce that marijuana has been found in his home, we know that, which is entirely irrelevant, and argued that he had failed to obey shout commands of the officer, as if one is somehow obligated to obey the commands of an intruder in their own goddamn home. To make matters worse, y'all, 2 different versions of Amber Guyger's story appeared in 2 different warrants. One in her arrest warrant and one in the search warrant for Botham's apartment. In the arrest warrant, Gene is said to have been across the room. In the search warrant, he answered the door. Come on, come on, fam. Which makes more sense, he answered the door, but let's continue. Reports the room. It is also worth noting that the arrest warrant does not include the statements of any neighbors, some of whom said they heard a confrontation at the door before Jean was killed. Now, originally, Guyger stated that she thought the apartment was her own and the door was locked, but later argued that the door was unlocked and open. A claim that film tests of the self-closing apartment door mechanisms appeared to debunk. Alright? When coupled with the assertions by the Jean's family lawyer S. Lee Merritt, the several noise complaints were filed against Botham Jean's apartment by the downstairs neighbor, Guyger. We can see that this looks much less like an accident and more like a disgruntled police officer abusing her power and murdering a black man because he inconvenienced her. And the whole entire police department appears to be complicit in a cover-up. Here is what the Councilman Philip T. Kingston for Dallas said. Check this shit out. I never got an explanation from the DPD, but I have other sources. On Friday around 7 a.m., DPD determined that this was not an officer-involved shooting, OIS, and decided to seek an arrest warrant. But there was an internal disagreement over whether to charge the crime as murder or manslaughter. Legally, it's murder because the shooter the shooter's intent was to kill. She may have had reasonable or unreasonable mistake of facts as to whether the shooting was justified. But that doesn't change the initial charge. Someone apparently wanted the officer charged only with manslaughter. Let me repeat that again. Someone apparently wanted the officer charged only with manslaughter. So DPD called a judge who told them he would not sign a warrant for manslaughter because that wasn't the crime they were describing. So when they're giving this judge the story, right, as the judge is processing what's being said, he's determined that this is murder, it is not manslaughter. So let me sign that again. Someone apparently wanted the officer only charged with manslaughter. So DPD called a judge who told him he would not sign a warrant for manslaughter because that wasn't the crime they were describing. But he would sign a warrant for murder. That apparently threw the DPD into a tailspin. And subsequently, the decision was made to hand the investigation over to the Rangers. That's why they did that. Who DPD says told them to stop seeking any warrant whatsoever. The Rangers have not made a corroborating public statement that I can find. I am now hearing that the Rangers don't want the case and aren't working it, leaving precisely no one in charge. The result is that Mr. Jean is on a slab while the officers can sleep in their own beds. For the officer can sleep in her own bed. So this is precisely before his funeral, precisely right after the killing. Now this is the city councilman. You understand? This is the Dallas City Councilman Philip T. Kingston. Now this is an old post, family. So now what they gonna do? They smearing this name. They smearing this man's name. We have to look at it in a racial sense. We have to. Nobody don't want to touch it. And I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm talking about the judicial system. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to say that all white people are racist. I can't say that and I won't say that. But a lot of you are. If not the majority of you are, plain and simple, because 95% of communication is nonverbal. You don't have to say it, your actions can prove it all. So say less with that. But with that being said, I've spoken to a family member, short, very brief text. I asked, do he smoke weed? Do Botham smoke weed? I'm doing the story on him. He said never. Now this is a person who has the same last name of Jean. That's blood in the veins family. And I'm covering his icon for safety reasons. He never smoked weed. So they went on this smear campaign and the judge was rightfully so. He did not want to sign a warrant for no goddamn manslaughter because that wasn't what they described when they was telling the judge the goddamn story. And again, I will end with this. If it was a white lady being killed,
leave it right there, because the rest of it, it just it's just some personal feelings of the brother, and I just happened to run into that, and like I said, I didn't know that extra tidbit, and I did a little bit of research on ex-councilman Philip T. Kingston, who got caught up in some greasy shit, and I don't want to even go into that. It was necessary for us to hear that necessary stuff, and that was this was posted let me see here, December 4th 2018 and stuff. So this is I'm just giving the royal family an update of what's going on in this case, and they are going above and beyond because they trying to get her off by any means necessary, any means. And all we can continue to do, my royal family, is to continue to speak clearly into the universe what we want to happen. Ultimately, it is in Yah's hands, and I'm gonna keep it core like I always do. But right here, I just want to close out with this. This bitch right here fucked it up from day one. She should have did her motherfucking job. She should have had that bitch handcuffed, locked up, and they should have secured Botham's apartment and her apartment and did your motherfucking job. That's why I don't give a damn that the Mexicans is down there dragging your ass. You are incompetent. Yes, you are. And now what you want to do, Chief Renee Coon, is hide behind the black community, and you want them to save you. And we will not lose sight when that sister got the dog shit beat out of her and you wanted her to be charged because she busted up his raggedy truck and shit, and then you gonna play like you didn't know nothing about her getting beat, talking about she didn't see that. This bitch don't like her own people, but now she's seeking out her own people to save her job. Drag that bitch. Drag that hoe. You ain't part of the royal family. You chose your side long ago. Long ago. So, I'll leave it there, my royal family. I'm just really pissed right now. And I'm not shocked by none of this, but when are folks gonna get on code that have unquote power positions? So it's in the judge's hand that, they gonna get their best argument, and we shall see how it goes. But remember this, we have won the war. And however this thing go down, don't let these battles that they may or may not win affect you like the enemy has won the overall war. I have to keep that out there for thyself too as well. So my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.